obviously putting the values into your table is really important. The next thing that we need to do is, once we've put it into our stat over here and edit, we need to go to our stat plot and put that on. Stat plot, and turn that on. And we're doing the scatter graph. We're doing list number 1 and 2. And remember, what we want to do here is to go to zoom, and at zoom 9, okay, will give us our graph. So as soon as we see a graph like that, we know we've got a surge function, don't we? Okay. Now, we don't have really a way of doing that on our calculator. We can't go in there and find a surge function. So what we have to do is work backwards for this. So what we have to try and do is get a linear function here. So on your calculator, you go to your stat, you go back into edit, and we're going to do a list 3 for this one here. Alright, so if we go up to the top, so it's highlighted up here, we can now do ln of list 2, so blue function, list 2 divided by list number 1, enter, and that will actually work out all of those for that whole list, which is really, really useful. Now we go back to our stat plot, okay, and we want to graph not list 1 and 2, we want to graph list number 1 and list 3, okay. And just quit out of there, and again we go zoom 9, which is our stat plot, and you can see we get a nice linear graph. Now what we're interested in is the equation for this. Okay, so if we go to stat, go to calc, obviously we're looking for a linear regression number 4. Okay, we're using list number 1 and list number 3. Alright, and we'll store that into our vars, into our yvars function, and we'll put that into y1. And then we'll go and calculate that. And if you've got your diagnosis on, you should get your R correlation. Awesome correlation there. And if I go graph, it will actually tell me what my function is there. Alright, so if I go back a step, alright, if I just bring up what I just did there on the calculator, this is my function I'm dealing with. Okay, so my function is a function that relates the A value, which is the slope of the line, is minus 0.3628, and my B value, which is my y-intercept, is 3.2775. Alright, that's what I'm going to need to use. Alright, so assuming I've done all my graphy stuff, I've identified it's a surge function. Okay, I want to be able to then do the rest of this, which is find a model based on this information. Okay, so I need to write this in the form of what we've got. So it's going to be ln of E. Something's going a bit wrong there. Alright, I might just start that again. Okay, let's go to my pen and we'll do that one there. Yeah, I know what's happened, my pen's stuffed up. Here we go. Alright, ln of E on T, is equal to my A value. Now I have to go back to my calculator to find that. It's minus 0.3628 minus 0.3268 T, and then my other value for my calculator is in fact 3.2775. Alright, now I need to simplify this in terms of trying to get it as E and some function T. So the thing I need to do there is bring these all to the power of E. Okay, if I do that, I'll get E over T is equal to E to the negative 0.3268T plus 3.2775. Alright, and then what I can do is use my indice laws, and I can say that E to the t is equal to e to the negative 0.3268t times by e to the 3.2775. And then if I do that on my calculator, I'll just quit out of there. I've got e to the 3.2775. That's actually equal to 26.509. So I can write now my function is equal to e as a function of t is equal to 26.509 times by t times by e to the negative 0.3268t. So that's my function I've actually found using that. Right? So if I put that function into my calculator and graph it with my list 1 and list 2, then I should get pretty close to that actual answer. Right? It should match my search function because that's what I'm really wanting to do. Now, the interesting thing about this, basically the graph itself. So we probably should do that. So let's do that. So just clear that function. So 26.509 x times e what was my function again? Negative 0.3286. Negative 0.32. Okay, I need to go back to my stat plot and I need to go to make that list 2 again. Go back to my stat plot and make that list 2. I need to graph it. Zoom 9. And you can see my model is a little bit over the top of it, but it's not too bad. Now, the other thing I'm interested in for this question is the critical points. Girls, thank you. The critical points when E is equal to 12, okay, because this is pain relief, okay? Below 12 means that you're not getting enough pain relief. So if I go to my graph over here and put in y equals 12 and graph it, now these 2 points are here are really, really critical because that's when I start getting relief. So that will tell me after I take my drug when I start getting my relief from that drug. Ideally, if I'm going to get relief over here, that's when it's going to die off. I need to make sure I take my drug so I basically keep above that pain threshold. That's what I need to be able to do.